What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome to episode 265 of the Dumbers Podcast. She's leaking. The original title was Blood, Guts, and Pies, but Chris said, "Yeah, we're going to keep the remix." He said, "We're keeping the original." I'm like, okay.
Me too. I was like, well,
She's leaking.
There's an attention grabber out of this one.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff on Faces this past week in the world of pro wrestling. So, yeah. So,
Fellas, how's the weekend? How's the week?
good, man. We're here. We made it. I just watched some jagoff from the University of Pittsburgh have two of the worst kicks ever in the Pat McAfee kicking contest. Did not represent the city well. So we'll see. Today by about 3:30 is either going to be the greatest Saturday of the year, or it's going to be a typical pitted itself, and I'm just going to be mad that I wasted my afternoon watching Pitt get boat raced out of the stadium against Notre Dame.
Still play the toe cap.
Yeah,
Cookie foot.
Yeah. So.
Wonder what's going to be.
Yeah, Pitt's going to pit itself. There's no doubt. I have no faith at all. I'm a completely jaded Pittsburgh sports fan at this point in time. The Steelers stink. The Pirates, 5 minutes into college game day, we got sell the team chance on national TV. ESPN is back. So I was able to turn on ESPN today. I go, oh, figure. They have the dispute. I didn't get ESPN for a couple of weeks. I'm like kind of off the football fix. I've gone through withdrawal, and they put it right back on for what? Pitt Notre Dame. So that way I can watch it and just be miserable the rest of the week.
Tune in next week to find out how miserable.
Absolutely. But we'll see if maybe Pitt will have a better showing than TNA had, but we'll see, because TNA definitely TNA'd themselves. I'm sure we will get into that, because soapbox rant time coming.
Already calling it.
I don't know who's gonna have more of a soapbox rant, me or Chris, but I guarantee you that me and Chris are both gonna go nuclear on TNA.
Did you watch the whole show?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so we can explain it now. I'll cover the show. You cover the last part of it.
All right.
So yeah,
however,
we just mixed everything for mush and Rushmore. So
turning point was pretty good last night. I enjoyed the matches. It's hard to get invested in a quote unquote pay-per-view after 1 day of build after you took a month off. But hey, all in all, the matches were pretty solid. So but wherever you want to go, Captain, oh Captain, you're steering the ship this week.
We're going straight. We'll go straight to we'll go to mush.
No intro topic. We're just getting right into the shit.
We're just getting right into Mount Rushmore and mush.
All right.
Going straight to mush.
Listen, DJ is the luckiest fantasy football player ever. Okay, the luckiest fantasy football player I've ever seen in my entire life. I got issues with that league that I can get on a soapbox rant, because people had literally half their team on bye and didn't replace any of the bye week players, even though they picked up all of the replacements during the pickups of waiver wires last week, giving away dubs. I started out undefeated. I started out 6-0. My whole team got hurt, and now I'm 6-3 or 6-4. I'm miserable right now from fantasy football perspective. I need a win this week more than anything else.
Very Pittsburgh of you.
Yeah.
Slowly declining.
Yeah. And then this dude, DJs, he's commenting from Twitch and from YouTube, just burying me for beating me last week. Way to get the digs in on both platforms.
Sure the comment is known.
It's seen. Yes. Up on Facebook too. It will be seen.
My man has won 2 games in fantasy football this year, and one of those was against me last week. So he was
that's a Super Bowl. That's a Super Bowl.
Yeah. He was 1-8 going into last week.
So anybody want to start out with their mush?
I mean, I can go, but
I told you. How do you want this to go? Because me and Chris can take this for about 20 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe even longer if we really want to. But I don't know with you how you want to work it, Jay. I don't know if you and Donald want to go first and then me and Chris take over or what.
I'll start first. Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead. You can start. Yeah.
my mush is this whole John Cena tournament.
What?
Yeah. We even got Zack Ryder, and
Well,
I called it. You're not
expecting
getting
that
Matt
to be the
Cardona.
mush.
You're getting woo.
Yeah, there was a lot of finger pointing to that tweet and to those comments from interviews he did, saying, "Oh, when I come back to WWE, it's going to be as Matt Cardona, not Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder's dead." And we have new broski merch on the WWE shop this morning with woo.
Go to dumbmarkspod.com and click that WWE shop link.
It's sold out.
I won't put him as a mush for capitalizing, but yeah, this whole tournament is mush because I'm not interested in anybody in it. And if it's just going to end up to be Gunther versus John Cena, will it be a good match? Yeah, but if it's what's expected, I'm over it.
I love the idea and the premise for it.
Mm.
And Cena introed it perfectly, like an opportunity, like I was given an opportunity when I debuted against Angle and step up to the plate and everything else. But I know he called on Monday night for like the NXT versus main roster exhibition showcase on Saturday night's main event. But realistically, that should have been how the tournament was laid out.
Yeah.
In that regards, right? And then not that I'm so mad at the matchups that we've gotten so far, but it's questionable booking as far as who's won some of those already. Jay beating Miz last night, even though Miz has an entire back catalog of history with John Cena.
Yeah,
it's just like, what are we doing? Why is Jay Uso winning this match?
Rikishi called. That's why.
Probably.
And if that mystery opponent is not Dom Mysterio, it'll be ultimate failure because that's much to me too. You just threw that match in there. You could have had that on Survivor Series unless you're planning on putting Cena in the match. But
I was okay with it. Me being Dom's number one fan.
Yeah, Dom in the moment was great.
Oh,
but just calling it on the fly right there and changing it right there, mush.
Well, I mean, you're in Boston
this weekend at Madison Square Garden since he's wrestling again.
You're in Boston. You get everything lined up for them to do it. I'm surprised they actually pulled the trigger on it because it was rumored to be happening. Didn't know they would actually give him the dub in that regard. So
Donald,
from just watching it, I mean, it's not my Rushmore or anything, but just from watching it, I think Dom got more of a pop than Cena did. If you're looking at it, hey. I don't know. That crowd was split 50-50 to me. Looking at that.
That was all resume checking right there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was.
Oh, that's all resume checking. But it's good for Dom anyway, too, because, he's on the bigger, better stuff now. That IC title's nothing now. Punk better watch out.
Until he wins it back.
Do you think Joe Hendry's the surprise entrant or the TBD for Monday Night Raw?
That's what I'm expecting.
Because he is signed to WWE now. So do you go? I know Gunther was the guy that everybody had pegged to end Cena's, but if you want to talk about, as Vince Russo calls him, the king of pops. If you're gonna book Joe Hendry to establish him immediately as somebody who is over with the crowd, who's had pops already at WrestleMania, at the Royal Rumble, do you have him be this just up and coming guy that just signed to WWE and he defeats Cena to become IC champ?
No. There's no way in my right mind Joe Hendry can beat Gunther. I've seen the in-ring work, and he's an entrance, like Dawn says.
But just like Steve said, WWE books for pops and moments now. They don't book for long story telling.
They're at MSG on Monday, so yeah, I think it's exactly that.
Yeah, so the way Trips is booking now is all about the pops. I have no faith in Trips booking anymore.
If it were me, this would be Javon or Carmelo's moment.
Oh, see, I'm going Obafemi. I know he came out at the end of NXT on Tuesday, which I don't know why he's back in NXT. There's nothing left for him to do, and we're back to the whole same discussion around NXT men's division.
Yep.
You have 3 people, and you've literally rotated those 3 people at the top of the card for literally almost an entire year.
Yeah.
So, like,
Gonna keep going on too.
I mean, Oba should be the guy. If you're going to give it to somebody on a path that would be similar to Cena as like an upstart, nobody knows about getting credit or getting put over by the roster for his performance and yada, like Oba's the guy.
Yeah.
And if you have Oba versus Gunther to face Cena as a semifinal match, because I don't know how the brackets are playing out, if it's like the Raw side is one bracket and the SmackDown is the other, or if they have the bracket commingled. I'm not sure. I haven't even seen like an official bracket graphic.
Yeah, there was none. It's like March Madness. One games we played here, and other games we played here, a different region.
But if you got Oba versus Gunther,
I'm for that.
and then you have Oba beat Gunther, and then Oba retires Cena, you want to talk about rubber stamping somebody that could just go off and have the rocket put on his back immediately? I don't know why you would not go that route.
I don't see that happening.
This surprise entrance has to go somewhere. Like this, AEW is bad with it. You get the surprise person in the tournament, and guess what they do? They lose. Zack Ryder's a surprise guy, and guess what? He's jobbing it out. This guy has to go somewhere if it's a surprise for me.
I don't disagree with that statement. I mean, why even hold the names out as far as like, surprise entrance, just if they're going to lose in the first round?
Yeah.
How many first round matches do we have left? Anybody know?
4. 4 done, 4 more to go.
Okay.
So I think it's
and I'm not mad with the 2 matchups that they announced on SmackDown last night. Like, I like the pairings. I like Penta being in it, you know. I popped on Monday night when I saw Javon's name come up. I hate that it's going up against Gunther, but this is a one goes over, one gets over moment for that match.
It's a hell of a match.
Right? We all I think if you pulled 1,000 people, all 1,000 people will pick Gunther to go over and win. But this is Javon Evans' moment to get over more than he's already gotten over.
Mm-hmm.
I think Solo has the mystery. Who's it? Is it Finn and Penta?
Yeah, Finn and Penta, and then Sola has the mystery.
That'd be a good match too.
Yeah, like I said, some of these from a booking standpoint, I'm excited for and want to see. But then there's been other ones like, Jay and Miz last night. It's like, they got what, 4 minutes? Like 5 minutes? Like, what are we doing?
And you'll get more of that, I'm sure, this week too. So.
Last match is Bronson and Carmelo.
I mean,
again,
like
I have no faith in that one.
Miz come out and cost Carmelo. Just to keep
or you have somebody calls Bronson. You can't.
No.
You can't keep doing this to Melo.
Yes, you can.
We'll see.
Yes, you can.
They shouldn't, but they will.
I mean, you will definitely get. Nick Khan has said before, like we don't book for the internet crowd. We don't care what the internet crowd says, but they pay attention to it. And if you roll Melo out there for him to get squashed by Bronson Reed and take a couple tsunamis, the IWC is going to be livid and losing their mind over that. You've already, shelved LA Knight. You're cutting off his promo, although that's more on LA Knight on Monday night, not getting his shit in before the timer goes off. Dude, be a professional, learn to read the clock. Like, what are you doing?
They're counting them down.
Yeah, so. You're counting it down. Like, I don't know. There's a lot to be said with certain individuals who could be utilized in this position, whether they've been on the main roster, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, or somebody that should be on the main roster, Obafemi, to get it to mean something and actually be what Cena is looking for it to be. I just don't have faith in Triple H to do that.
Agreed.
Yeah. Trips is on that TK booking.
Yeah. Not good.
No.
Don't who you got?
I'm gonna do my Rushmore and Mush because they're one and the same, just so it can be done with. The Blake Moreau interview in the back, both Mush and Rushmore. The Rushmore part of it, I like. Hopefully, with this devil side, this other personality, we get Mariah May back from AEW. I need her to be more vicious than more Barbie-ish on the roster. So I like what they did. Hopefully, it's a good start with it. The Mush side of it is, again, she's talking to another entity. We had this already. Bailey went through it, or Truth went through it. It's the same booking, rinse, wash, repeat over again in the same promotion, in the same 6 months. It's. I mean, I've seen it too many times already.
I can understand
that. That's a good point.
Yeah,
I can understand that take. I think each one of those three that you mentioned, well, yes, similar because it's, you know, other personalities, etc. I think they are all different in that regards, right? Bailey to me was more of the schizophrenia type, right? In that regards, kind of past, present, future, you know, in that. R-Truth, to me, that's more your multiple personality disorder, where it's literally he has 10 different people that he can be at any point in time, right? Ron Cena, R-Truth, Ron Killings, you know, like little Jimmy, like he literally has his multiple personalities that could be him. And then Blake, to me, is the quintessential good versus evil, devil versus angel, right? Like that's the differences that I see between the three. My issue with the segment was I think it would have played out better if they had somebody there being the moderator.
Okay.
Just having her there going back and forth with herself, it came off while I enjoyed it and I liked the banter back and forth and the messaging that both sides of herself that she was presenting. I just think it would have hit better if you had somebody asking questions, have Blake there, somebody asking her the question, and then Blake talking back and forth to herself, and the person sitting there is just
what are you talking
confused,
about?
like, but you know what I mean? Just to add some additional depth to it, just to have her sitting across from herself and talking back and forth, like, yeah, it was good, but I think you could have really hammered home the personality difference between the two based on the questions that would have been asked by the person and her conflicting with her answers and going back and forth and explaining what she explained as to why she needs to do this from the devil side versus the glamour side, right? So yeah, that was my only issue with it. But I could see how that could be your Mount Rushmore and your Mush.
I'm glad you didn't bring in the Tony Storm aspect because I kept on seeing that online, and it was to me
like besides the gear being black and white and the hair color being similar between the two, like I don't see it being a complete like ripoff of the timeless gimmick or what her and Mariah did together. Like, while yes, you can see the similarities, you can point those out, but to me, it's completely different.
I agree, and I'm not even a Blake Monroe fan, so
it didn't. Blake just didn't change like on a whim, you know. This is something that she's fighting with. Tony didn't fight. It was just like she just showed up completely different.
Like we've seen the more devious side, the more devilish side of Blake come out in her matches with Jordan Grace and that, right? Like we've seen it. So she's presented it on screen. I will say, like, even though it's been done with multiple people, as you brought up, over a short amount of time, right? Like, at least they're giving us some backstory and some input behind it versus where, like, before you had Finn and the Demon, but there was never any development as to what
Tied
makes
together.
the demon come out. Why does the demon show up? What's the purpose of the demon? What's the purpose of the alter ego? We know that like when Finn goes to that place, it's a more intense version, etc. But like there was nothing there to really call out the reasoning behind the demon. So I will give them credit to giving some credence and backstory as to why this other personality entity is there besides the glamour.
Mm-hmm. And it's just the beginning of it. So
True.
we'll see where it goes to. But I just saw the similarities. I was like, ooh, this short amount of time with everything happening. But yeah.
All right, Chris, you want to throw up the lob?
Should we,
You want to throw up the alley-oop?
All right, let's do it.
should me and Jason just log off right now?
Get a good stretch in first. Don't want to pull anything.
Why do they always do this on mornings I wake up and go to church? Again, like I was at church this morning at 8 a.m., coming out, feeling good, thinking about some stuff, did some journal writing, like putting off my day with some gratitude. Gratitude is attitude. And then I got to come on here and just absolutely get my blood pressure up.
You had 2 days to resolve this, especially if you went to church this morning.
All right, you went to church this morning. I went to church last week, and my pastor's sermon was live life with attitude and gratitude. So
there you go.
It is.
Now we get the other 2 marks to come.
You just want the world to burn. All right, let's get into Impact. TNA Thursday. I watched live. It was a live episode. I was like, let me turn it on. See what they do, and that was just a shit show from start to finish. Let's start out with the first hour being one match and being 6-minute match.
One match.
The entire show was 21 minutes of in-ring action total. 2 of those matches ended in DQ. The first one being in the first hour to set up for a match last night. It was Santana came out to start the show, and the thing that kind of got me going, like, is this a work or not, is his first comment as the new champion in his first promo on TNA is to shit on the company. He basically goes like, it took us a little longer than it should have to get here, but that's cool. That's just my opinion. And just like, that's your first line as champion, for you coming out on here. It's like,
ain't he a face too?
And he's a face, yeah. So like, that's an interesting take.
Comes out through the crowd as they chant TNA behind him.
And just shits on him. I mean, hey, was he wrong? Absolutely not. It's a comment that we've all made the past month, wondering why they were taking a month off. Then Ryan Nemeth comes out and adds nothing to the promo. So it's like that whole segment was just absolutely nothing to watch. Then Santana and Eva have a promo segment. So within that, it was 25 minutes of just talk to kick off Impact. Then we get the 6-minute match ends in DQ. And then we get more talking for the first hour. Like you took a month off of TV, and this is the best you can give us in this first hour.
This feels familiar.
With the new champ.
Yeah.
I got some stats to go along with what you just said, and I'll raise those up after you're done.
Like, and again, and then like the next one, there was at least 4 matches on the next one. Technically 4 if you count like the main event going 2 matches. It's like, but like 21 minutes, like a company that's total nonstop action. Like it just felt like we talk about AEW, we talk about WWE, like having no faith in them. Like right now, like I'm having no faith in TNA's direction moving forward, and they need a change in their booking.
That's the problem when you take a month off, you come back, do a live show, and you have a quote unquote pay-per-view the next
day. Yeah. Like that should just
with no announcement, no card, no nothing. So you can't have an hour and 20 minutes of wrestling on that show because you're not going to be able to set up anything for matches for the next night for the pay-per-view. So it literally turned into a 2-hour talk fest because you had to build investment and build angles and get people to buy a ticket to show up for Turning Point last night.
But then, like, even earlier in the week, they were announcing matches for Turning Point. So it's just like, this is kind of interesting. We're just throwing matches together, you know, because they had to. Like, it made no sense. Like, I get why they were doing it, to have 2 nights of live and then 1 of taping for the weekend, but it made no sense to have an event last night when you just came back the night before.
None at all.
Being a month off, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean,
and then the main event.
So to your point, Chris, like Santana. All right, we all know Santana lost the belt to Frankie Kazarian. Okay, main event.
Like that.
Mr. Call Your Shot cashes in.
Like that.
One of the Call Your Shot recipients cashes in. Wins with a roll-up schoolboy after Santana can't do his finish because he was taken out by an invasion from NXT led by Robert Stone. So they take Santana's arm out of commission. He can't do the spin the block clothesline. And Kazarian rolls him up for a schoolboy small package, the most devastating moves in pro wrestling, and wins the TNA title.
It wasn't the first pin, but
so Santana's title reign was 32 days long. He won the title. He won the title approximately 3 months too late, as Chris brought up. TNA did not tape a single show for a month. Defends it on his first taping, loses to Frankie Kazarian. So all in all, 32 days as champ, no title defenses, 1 appearance, and a loss. No longer your champ.
So
I'll say like a 1-day champ. Yeah, because it was on TV, so it's not canon.
You build him up as kind of building him up as the heart and soul of TNA right now, and
that's
he's
what
like
you
the
do.
next guy, and that's how you do it. Yeah,
and he got KO'd.
Kane beating Austin in the first blood match on Sunday's pay-per-view and then losing to Austin on Raw had a better run than Mike Santana.
Yeah.
So who was the invasion? I seen Lexus in the ring. Who else?
It was
Lexus, Charlie. I don't know.
Lexus King, Charlie Dempsey. I think
who's
what's OCM maybe.
What's Santino's daughter? Ariana.
Ariana.
What's her boyfriend? Yeah, is it Stacks?
You got taken out by the B-list players.
You got taken out. You got taken out
the D-list.
You got taken out by a hodgepodge of nothingness.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The new NQCC.
You got them. It's like the AEW guys through the parking lot. You know, stand behind this line. Yeah, we waiting for the death match.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
And they showed up and
Retribution.
did an invasion again last night.
Did the same thing.
On
What is it? The Ryder Cup? What's that cup they have around over there? Not the Ryder Cup.
It's a Ryder Cup. That's golf.
That's golf.
Yeah, that's golf.
Yeah,
that's the U.S. versus Europe.
That's all those guys that's in the, that little whole tournament.
Yeah,
Heritage Cup.
Heritage Cup. Yeah, it's the Heritage Cup guys. That's it.
Is that why they're attacking them? They think that they stole the Heritage Cup that they're carrying around as the briefcase?
No, I'm telling you, if it was the Vanity Project, boy, they would have wrecked house.
Up and comers.
Bro, like TNA will never, ever, 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 ever get rid of the LOL TNA moniker. Because right when you think they turn the corner, right when you think they have momentum, right when you think, this week Jericho's quote comes out, and you want to talk about somebody that's going back to the Fed? Yeah, when Jericho's talking about TNA looking like the number 2 promotion and selling out 7,000 people and how awesome it looked on screen and everything else, for them to then go, much like AEW, go from 7,000 plus to a Full Sail arena that holds 600 people. The optics is
and they didn't even pack it in Full Sail. Like whenever I went a couple months ago down there, they've set it up like the old NXT where they had the bleachers, to make it. And like this time it was just seats. Like it was just, here's a convention center seating plot. Like, and that's it. Like,
Turning Point ticket. I think Turning Point was 626 seats set up for that last night. 7,000 people at Bound for Glory. You take a month off, and your next show is for 626 people at Full Sail. What are we doing? What are we doing?
And then they end up doing like a new set, like for TNA, and it's like this set is monstrous, and it just made the venue look smaller because of the set.
Everything was off.
Yeah,
every single thing. That's the worst. That's the worst re-debut after time off that I think I've ever seen a company do.
Chris, what you call it back then? TNA awful.
Yeah, TN awful. Exactly what it was, and that.
So then they go from
not good.
They go from Santana losing the title to running a work/shoot angle all day yesterday, saying that Santana hasn't showed up to the building. He's not taking calls from TNA officials. He hasn't arrived yet. Steve Macklin got to come out for the tag team match by himself for Santana to pull up in an SUV and make the big entrance and the save and everything else.
Soon as they acknowledged it on the event last night, I was like, it's a work, And then so like whenever he comes out and shows up in the match, it's like, I don't care. Like I knew this was happening, so
the face again.
Yeah.
If we have Tegan Knox and Mariah or Mary Elise, I forget how to say her rest. But if we have them two walking out of AEW because they get 3-minute matches after getting squashed the week before, and then you run a work angle similar to that, like, I don't understand who signed off on that as being a good idea. Like, what is Dreamer doing in the booking room?
They need
what is he doing?
They need a whole fresh new approach in TNA.
He said Dreamer. Yeah. Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah, that's now, Steve. You did say that I enjoyed a couple of the matches last night at Turning Point, but I could not get into a lot of it.
No, because there's no investment. It was literally an AEW show because they just put matches on.
Yeah.
So I watched it kind of with an AEW eye as far as, okay, I'm not invested. I'm just going to watch it for the match and take each match as a match and determine whether or not I liked it. In that instance, it was a good card. Like, for me, match of the night was the Rascals versus the System. That was my match of the night.
The two multi-man matches were the best matches of the night to me.
And I also enjoyed the hardcore match or the no DQ match between Indy Hartwell and Danny Luna. Like, but it's just like, come on, guys. Like, what are we doing? So where are you going with this Santana angle? Because guess who showed up to say he's coming after Kazarian? The other call your shot recipient, Nick Nemeth, who was taken out and beaten up backstage the night before by somebody that we don't know who took him out.
Trick Williams.
Like, what are we doing? When the Santana stuff happened on Thursday night, I immediately tweeted out on X. I said, if Mike Santana is not injured or winning the John Cena Last Time Is Now tournament, this is the worst booking decision since the Finger Poke of Doom. The worst booking decision since the Finger Poke of Doom.
I don't know. I think Thursday night it was Kazarian that took out Nemeth. That was my guess. So he couldn't come out and interrupt the cash in. But
that makes sense. But come on, guys, what are we doing? Like, how do you squander everything that you had built up over the last basically 3 years This has been a movement and a build for 3 years. And you ruined it over the course of 4 weeks. For what?
Bound for Glory was a dud.
What was the dud?
Bound for Glory. Then you gotta say that was a dud, especially with the two winners and then a couple storylines. So
and they're already cashing in those cash-ins.
Not a good trajectory.
No, it's not. Like, I'm at the point now, like, where after the past few events and what's going on, like, it's like I've re-signed up for like TNA Plus this past year because they were just the deal that I got. I was like, I'm good. Like, I don't need to do this again.
I'm more excited about MLW's show next week than about TNA the past 2 days.
Yeah.
And that's just been roll out on social media with match announcements and everything else and some stuff on the show. But I'm more invested and more excited about that card and what MLW is about to put on than for TNA. And that should not be said after the year TNA has had.
And you wonder why I started watching wrestling in India.
Yeah. So enough with the soapbox rant. Like I said, it's the worst. It's the worst booking decision since the finger poke of doom. And I will argue and die on that hill with anybody. Change my mind. Hit us up on social media. Tell me why Mike Santana losing the TNA championship to Frankie Kazarian on a roll-up after being attacked by NXT superstars 1 month after winning the title, after the company was off TV for that month, is not the worst booking decision since the finger poke of doom. Change my mind.
We still
I guarantee you can't.
Why are you looking for a TV deal?
While you're looking for a TV deal.
I was going to bring up, we don't know what the TV deal is going to be yet, but whatever that new TV deal is, if it's legit contender for them, there needs to be a new administration put in.
Sounds like they already signed the USA.
And then to top it off, the cherry on top, guess who's now an on-screen talent? Guess who became an official mark? Carlos Silva. Welcome to being in pro wrestling. He's officially on-air talent now.
He's Tony Khan level in that, because Kazarian brought him in on the pre-show last night and added nothing to that segment at all. Like, he's Tony Khan. Don't even show up. Just continue to give titles to the people. That's it.
To other companies. Well, there's a flip side to all the bad. There's not much flip side, but let's hop on over to the Mount Rushmore. Anybody want to kick it off?
Mine was simple. Paul Heyman on the Stephanie McMahon podcast. Highly entertaining.
Such a good interview. There were a lot of those this week that I try not to watch too many wrestling podcasts just because like we're in it. But this week alone, Heyman was phenomenal. Paul Walterhauser on Chris Van Vliet was tremendous.
You know, I'm not watching that.
It was really good stuff. Like across the board, Natty on Cody's.
I was going to mention that. I didn't watch it yet, but
it was just a solid week across the board for shows in that regard.
Paul Heyman was over 2 hours on Stephanie McMahon. Like, it was a long interview, but it was a lot of talk between the two of them and their friendship, and the stuff that Paul had never, like, that I've never really heard him talk about, like from his personal standpoint, was so good too. Like, it was, again, it was a long interview of over a 2-hour interview, but it was worth it.
Yeah, for somebody that has gone through some things over the last 2 months, the thing that stood out the most to me in that whole interview was him talking about, it was two things. One, he always says I'm blessed. And he gave some backstory as to why he always says I'm blessed when somebody says, how are you doing or whatever, right? And then the second thing was him going through every day to be worthy to be a father. and worthy to be a dad and worthy to be a husband. Like him saying that I try to do everything, so at the end of the day, my kids look at me and go, "Oh, you're still my dad," and like that hit home more than all the wrestling talk. While it was great and everything else, but Heyman giving those types of responses and peeling back the curtain and like it's just tremendous to hear. Like even though I knew the backstory of him, how he finangled his way to be a photographer in grade school, but how like he actually did it, and how he
more in depth.
Like bro, like it's just he's the GOAT for a reason on multiple levels. But that was the biggest takeaway that I had from that podcast.
I don't know if you guys ever got into like the shoot interviews, like when those were real popular, like 10, 20 years ago. That's kind of what that reminded me of a little more.
The RF video series.
Yeah. Like just they didn't fully deep dive into some stuff that I was hoping to. Like they tried to keep it light, which is fine. I was kind of hoping maybe we would dove a little deeper into when Stephanie and Paul were working together on SmackDown. But it was fine, like what they did talk about. But yeah, like that's it. Just as much stuff as they talked about, that's kind of what it reminded me of.
And like I wasn't fully aware of how the lengths that Vince went to pit them two against each other. Like I remember hearing stuff back during that time of the rift between them two and the bad blood between them two and the beef between them two and Heyman wanting power and Stephanie wanting power and the back and forth and just those two being pitted against each other out in the internet space. And it was all because that's the way Vince played it. For them to work through it and then finally realize at like 4 a.m. one night, Stephanie just going to Paul, why do you make my life such a living hell? And he says, your father. And the light bulb goes off to both of them. Oh, he's the one that's making us act this way towards each other. It's just like, and that's a whole separate podcast when you talk about psychology and leadership. Just like that's a whole nother episode of deep diving into a whole slew of topics that we don't normally get into on this show. But what a great story. I definitely highly recommend everybody go check that interview out for sure.
One day I would love to see a deep dive into his time on SmackDown through to when he left ECW. Like a real, like just an interview that just covers that. Like that would be a great must-watch interview if they ever get into that.
You know how JR has written his books and he's kind of did it in a certain order of his life and career and where it's been at based on eras, etc. Like Heyman could do that for books, for an audio version, for
his own podcast,
a doc, a 10 or 20 mini series, like broken up over two seasons, 3 seasons, right? 10, 30 episodes total. Like
short movie.
It would be fascinating to see and watch. Like absolutely tremendous.
So there it is. Wrestling podcast is as worse as that. So that's why you always stay tuned to us every weekend, 11 o'clock. No,
you know he went to go see Braun Breaker's guy. He was mighty toasty on that interview.
He pulled the Shotzi had the tweet of the night last night after Cardona came out. She's like, "Oh, looks like somebody got the call and immediately spent 3 days in a tanning bed." That was Heyman before that interview. Yeah.
Anybody else want to throw one out there? Or I can go.
I'll go. My Mount Rushmore this week. It was literally. It came down between two entities, and I'm still fighting over which one to put first because I love each one for different reasons. But my two, I guess, 1A and 1Bs this week would be Dom Mysterio and then the women's Blood and Guts match from Dynamite on Wednesday night are my two Mount Rushmores. Obviously for various different reasons. I thought I enjoyed the women's match more than the men's on Wednesday night.
Yes.
Because the women's match, for all of the creativity, for all of the violence, and some of that was very creative and very violent, but they wrapped it all up in a story.
Yes.
And wrapped it up in a way that you can see moving forward. Although I don't have faith in Tony Khan to do it, but they tied it all up. And you can kind of say the men's was similar to having Moxley tap out, but I have a different take on that. So that overall, I thought Tekla and Julia Hart escaping through the cage was some of the most creative things I think I've ever seen. Mercedes coming out and using all 12 of her championships to hit people in the face. To her taking one bump, and that was it the entire match. She took a table spot and was like, I'm not doing anything else. Like, yeah. Like,
I earned my paycheck tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Statlander on the bed of nails. Harley Cameron with the puppet with the brass knucks underneath was, I thought, very creative. Like, overall, whoever produced that match for the women, kudos to them, because we big up producers in WWE when they put on stuff. AEW, whoever produced that, needs their shine as well, because that was well done. And then Dom on Monday night, I said it earlier, one goes over, one gets over. From the moment his music hit to him ending up the promo backstage that they released on social media afterwards, asking, where's the Judgment Day? I got cheated by my boss, Triple H. Like, he owned the entire moment and owned the spotlight, owned the stage. You're in the ring with Triple H, and this could have been a mush, because why was Triple H out there to start the I mean,
all the time,
right?
Man, you thought Tony Khan demanded the spotlight, boy.
But Dom to be out there with Triple H and John Cena, who some arguably would have both of those on a Mount Rushmore in pro wrestling, to him to come away as not only being on their level, but in moments outshining both of them, I thought was just absolutely star-making moments. Rubber stamped. He's going to be a guy. Not only on top of that, you had Cody Rhodes on All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes talking about, hey, 10, 15 years from now, I'm going to be paying a ticket to come see Dominic Mysterio, because he is the face of the company. He will be the future of the company. So you're getting rubber stamped by Cody, by Hunter, by Cena, all in the same week. Yeah, those people that say, why did Dom have to lose the title? That's terrible. It's like, you guys don't get it. You don't get it. So yeah, Dom in the women's Blood and Guts match for me was Mount Rushmore this week.
Only thing I want to see, and Jason, you might be going on into it too, is with the Blood and Guts, stop being on TV.
Yes,
I'm getting tired of the commercial breaks, for this. Like, if you're gonna make this like a big deal, like, make it be an event that you can build around. Like, you can do something else instead on TV for doing special events. Blood and Guts should be the event that you want to pay money for.
And for as well produced as the women's one was, why in the men's, like, why did they do the quote unquote injury angle with Mark Briscoe? And
yeah,
that didn't impact the match at all. Oh, he could have just came out last.
Yeah,
you didn't have to run he was taken out by the Don Callis family, this, that. Like, you didn't none of that impacted the match and made any difference. So it was wasted booking for wasted booking's sake in that regard. Like,
yeah, for me, for the Blood and Guts, the women's, I just love how it ended. I love how they used Tony's love for Mina to stop it. Like, that is 100% like great storytelling there.
Yeah.
And then with the men's, for me, with Moxley tapping out and all that stuff, where do the Death Riders go from here? You lost. You lost your.
Yes. I'm glad you brought it up. I have a whole 6-month, 8-month angle built out of this.
Stop it.
I do. I do.
It's not going to happen.
They've been planting these seeds since John Moxley said, I quit to Darby Allin. And some additional things have been done in the background and in certain videos and packages. If you're paying attention to the Easter eggs and you're looking at things. Now, I don't know if they're actually going to go this route, but to me, this is the next evolution in the Death Rider storyline. This needs to go into the space where Moxley's going to come back and be probably the most over babyface in AEW outside of Hangman.
Running Heyman. I mean,
and Claudio needs to step up and be the new leader of the Death Riders. This needs to turn into Moxley being turned into the Willer Utah runt of the Death Riders because he continuously taps out and continuously loses matches by tapping out. So you're all bark, no bite. We can't believe in your messaging no more. And Claudio, if they're not going to put Claudio in that role to take over, then you definitely need to put Pac in that role to take over. Because the bastard is ruthless. And I love the new energy from Claudio and what he's showing off. You want to talk about a guy that doesn't miss back day? Jesus Christ, was his back enormous. Like, what is he doing? I don't understand. Like, he's in his 40s and he's arguably the biggest, strongest version of himself that he's ever been.
Cody says that he does the work.
So you need to have one of those two guys step up in the role and be little John Moxley. Make John Moxley the runt of the Death Riders. Have Willer Yuta go to Moxley, get my coffee. Like, we
smack him
all the things and you get it and you get it and you get it, and then eventually Moxley's out of the Death Riders. He's your number one baby face. And you don't have to have them in the title picture, but they can still be prominent on the show. Get away from the Darby Allin. Get away from the conglomeration. Get away from all of that. Just focus on the story within the Death Riders themselves, and I think it will be much better TV for AEW.
You put logic into it.
I prefaced it by saying I don't have any faith in Tony Khan to do this, but that's where it needs to go. That's to me.
Yeah.
That's compelling. That's compelling TV. Yeah, they're not a threat anymore. They're not holding the company hostage anymore. They're not working with the EVPs anymore. You know, the whole Don Callis family interaction and that, like, we're not taking brabs. Although, you know, again, this is where Pac and Claudio could say, "Yeah, we'll work with you, Don." And Moxley going, "What guys? What are you doing?" And just another layer. But you have to separate them. Have Moxley come out as the babyface, and then you have your Pac, Claudio, Yuta triangle with Marina, but you can't continue to have the Death Riders roll out with the same presentation with Moxley being the helm after he's said I quit and tapped out in the last two quote unquote pay-per-view matches that were main events.
Mm-hmm. That was his match. That were his matches, you know.
Right.
Death
that
matches.
He wanted.
Yeah. Blood and guts matches. Yeah. You're losing your type of match.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will say that's where I would go. That's how I would book it. I know Chris is not going to watch that because he's not a John Moxley fan, but that's the presentation I would go for. I will say my favorite spot of the night, although Hangman and Hobbs was tremendous from a Falls Count Anywhere standpoint, and Hobbs falling off the balcony through the electrical system and them having the lights flicker as he went through. AEW actually got that right for once. My favorite spot of the night was Marina Shafir stomping on glass,
Yeah.
rubbing her feet in glass to then stomp on Mina's chest. Like, that just was perfect for her character and everything else. She may be the biggest beneficiary of the Death Riders. And again, I'll go back and say, if Marina and Megan Bayne are not winning this tag team title tournament, Tony Khan needs to immediately stop booking wrestling.
Yeah. Focus on the Jags.
Mine was that bump they took in between Willow gave the backdrop to Megan Bain in between the middle of the rings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Blood and Guts was also on my Mount Rushmore, but you guys jumped in and pretty much said everything. So I'll give my little negatives. One, let's stop presenting the cage as flesh tearing steel. It's not, because every basketball court will be covered in plexiglass. Me and Dawn watched a guy run 100 miles into a right field fence and he come back busted open. Let's stop. Let's stop with the flesh tearing.
I forgot about that.
But did he rub his face into it? You know,
He was like, I got it. Blink. We just heard blink. He come back.
They came back. Yeah, he came back bitching us out.
Yeah,
he came back hurt. It was just an internal hurt.
Yeah, if you didn't run a go route or a post pattern and pick up football into a fence growing up, we can't be friends, because I think everybody has at some point in time, and everybody that has the same reaction. Nobody yells out fence.
Yeah,
Everybody
no,
just waits till you hit and go, ooh, you good, guy?
That's what we did. That's exactly what we did. He came back, was like, somebody could tell me the fence was coming up.
You might get a pinch from the fence. You ain't getting no full crimson mass. All the takeaway is let's not all pull the same blading. Like, is there anywhere else you can blade other than the forehead?
No, because that gets
It's easiest.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's
But other than that, it's been a year since Britt Baker has said no one cared, and you haven't seen her since. And I feel like the women's division is a good spot. Before it was her, Nyla Rose, Riho, and
Thunder.
Sheeta, yes,
Sheeta.
and Thunder. You don't see any of those. It's just a whole new regime, and they're in a good spot.
Yeah.
Now they just got to be booked like it.
That's the main. That's what I was going to say. The booking is what kind of holds them back a little bit.
I think the other thing that separated the women's Blood and Guts from the men's, and this is where AEW, how we go matches versus moments. There was 4 to 5 moments in that women's match that stood out that I will vividly remember. The shot of Sky Blue with her arms out, just like Britt Baker with the Crimson Mask, right? Like that's the moment. The Statlander on the bed of nails, the powerbomb that she took moment. You had the Statlander and Mercedes off the side of the ring through the table moment, right? Harley Quinn with the brass knucks moment. Like you had moments built into this match that just made it more than just a violent match, which again goes back to the point, moments over matches.
And then every time they've tapped in the end for every other match, it just felt like anticlimactic. This one felt like something. So, yes. But my actual Mount Rushmore is Ilya Dragunov. Keep doing what you're doing. You're saving SmackDown. You're the only saving grace. I see people complaining about it. Nope. Keep on giving these banger-ass matches. Keep on dragging it out until you get you and Ciampa, because you're making Ciampa seem interesting.
Bro, they didn't even get entrances last night.
They did.
They came back from commercial break in the ring for the match to start.
And put on a banger.
And threw on a banger.
When it goes to 3 hours next year, are we at a 3-hour Ilya Dragunov match?
I said it last week. Put him on for 2 hours, and I wouldn't mind it.
Nature's training for that. 60-minute man.
You want to talk about AJ Styles was on a podcast this week talking about how, you know, in modern wrestling they need to sell more and sell better. I can't think of another man that takes a DDT to where I immediately go, oh, he broke his neck. Like he's done. He's not getting back up. Like every single time Ilya gets dropped on his head, I worry that he's not going to get up because of how he takes it and sells it. That DDT off the top rope last night, I was like, oh, that's it. He's not getting up. And sure enough, got up for the match.
Like he broke his neck. This man is selling everything.
I didn't watch it yet, but one of the clips I saw of Natty on Cody's podcast, she was talking about Ilya, and she goes, he comes to the dungeon and he puts himself out there like it's WrestleMania in the dungeon. Like that's just the level he's on.
You practice like you play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's hop on into this debate this so we can get Steve off to his regularly scheduled program for the weekend.
Oh, you're good.
We'll send him into despair early.
We're going to be drinking after this, which will help. So,
Not with the drink that Jason picked. I'm glad that was going to be my mush of the week. That's another soapbox rant to come in whenever we record that bit.
We have this year's women's PWI 250, 1 through 25. Oh, hey, okay. Thomas Tony Storm. All right. Any gripes?
Mina was 26.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She could have been the top 25, but
Could've.
she was back and forth a lot. And that's kind of where I see Rhea at number 10, where she should be higher, but I know she had some time off, and I think that might have been played into that. But there's no reason Naomi's above Rhea Ripley.
And I feel like Io deserves. I put Io above Tiffany Stratton.
Athena at 7 is low.
Yeah.
She's had the belt for over 1,000 days.
But who's watched it?
That's the
And how is she being booked on the main roster?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Again. So I mean, I can see why she's at 7, but just me looking at the list and what she's done,
She should be in the top 5.
I would.
I think Soul's too low. She should move up. Even though it's NXT, it's on TV. I mean, I think she did a little bit more than Lyra did.
You have her above Grace.
Jordan has not been booked good.
No,
she hasn't.
Where did this end? When did the list when did it run? I know you guys were talking about that.
I thought it was
September. I thought it was always September to August.
Okay.
See, I can't think like that. I can't think in 2 years like that.
I was gonna say, 'cause I think Jordan's kind of improved lately more in her run in NXT, so I could see where she's at.
Roxanne gets a bad rap, but to me, I think she's the grounder on this list. Like I think she's wrestled the most matches out of any of these women, and she'd be higher on this list for me.
And she puts the work in. She does.
You just don't have the accolades to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's gonna hate me for this. JC Jane shouldn't be that close to the top 10.
She should be in the top 10.
No, not even that close.
She'll be in the top 5 for me.
She shouldn't even be in the top 25.
Don't disrespect JC Jane.
That's like the one thing me and you don't agree on.
Where's this Boo Charlotte at? Where's the Boo Charlotte?
Charlotte, where's Becky? Where's Big Mommy Cool?
Yeah, but Becky came back when? March?
Yeah.
Still, her short run has been better than half these people.
You know what's disrespectful? And this is going to
Charlotte. She was off a good part of the list too.
You know what's disrespectful? Guess where Bailey was ranked at in this list?
It better not have been past 50.
71. 71. Bailey's ranked 71 on the PWI Women's 250. She was not on WrestleMania. She was not on SummerSlam. No. She's not on Survivor Series.
That's all booking against her. Her own talent. It's all booking.
What are they doing? To your point earlier in the show, Donald, where you talked about Bailey's gimmick, you had something there. Mm-hmm. People were invested in it. Yes. You ran it with Lyra for them to be fed in a tag team division, and now that is almost been forgotten and have not, done anything with it. So, what, like Bailey at 71? Are you freaking kidding me?
Criminal.
And she's the team player.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you want her to resign? Why would she? Why would she?
That's why Mercedes trying to get her down to AEW.
I mean, I could see why, but
Monet, everybody's number one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd give it to her.
oh yeah, I can't argue against it. And Tony being number 2, can't argue that. Yeah.
Pat McAfee and Aaron Donald just both took their shirts off on game day for Pat to basically hype up Pitt to pick Notre Dame and Aaron Donald to throw him off the top of the table onto Acrisure Field.
Got WWE right there.
Yep. Co-produced by Omaha and WWE.
Yeah,
Right.
Mercedes at 1 for sure. I guess based off of the year that they ran this and where it's at, then Timeless Tony would be 2. I honestly, based on what I'd probably put Stephanie at 3.
Yeah, Stephanie or EO.
Yeah.
But
I definitely put the 2 of them over Tiffy, but
It goes from October 1st, 2024 to September 30th, 2025.
okay.
yep.
I can't even think of October 2024.
No,
Yeah.
And yeah, I see why you have Mercedes and Tony at 1 2.
Yeah. Definitely.
all right. That was this week's debate. This
Paley at 71 is crazy.
Yeah.
Any quick hitters?
We touched on
All I have
TNA,
is SmackDown.
Santana. You talked about Paul Heyman, Chris. This week was 20 years since Eddie Guerrero passed away,
I didn't see that.
and Rey Mysterio had a letter to Eddie that was in the Players Tribune.
I didn't
So
see that.
we seen Big E's article in the Players Tribune before. They do really good stuff, and it was a really good read. So I would suggest anybody checking that out. MLW again, their card next week, next Thursday. It will be on YouTube. Highly recommend watching it. The lineup is solid straight through. You got Scarlett versus Isla Dawn. Shotzi's on the card. Skyscrapers versus the Good Brothers, Chris's favorite match of the night. Cross versus Riddle. Mods Kruger versus Brock Anderson in a bunkhouse match with Arn Anderson in his corner. So Arn get the Glock. It's just a solid card all around. But MLW also announced where they'll be at for Battle Riot. Chris's and I's favorite, probably Rumble of the year, just based off of the shenanigans that they pull off in that 40-man Rumble. But it will be in Orlando. And Karrion Kross immediately put out a tweet that said Orlando ... with the hourglass. So I expect Kross to be victorious in Battle Riot and challenge for the MLW World Title and become the champion.
Where's Taekwondo at?
So that's my early 2026 prediction there that I'm getting out the way.
Okay.
I had Britt Baker being off TV for a year this week, and then Mercedes Martinez celebrated 25 years in the business.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So
Good for her.
What's Tony Khan holding Britt Baker off TV for a year. Tony Khan holding Ricky Starks off TV for however many months that was. Mariah May being held out for 5+ months. It's just insane what he does, and why he does it. I don't get it.
It's the storytelling. Like after he finishes something, he doesn't know what to do with people.
But the fact that you would just pay
Treat
somebody
talent like
for
that,
a year.
Just
WCW did it.
where they at?
Yeah. Look how many people WWE just lets go in catering too.
True.
It's
There's
true.
a lot of them. Every company does it.
Is in catering right now.
Who?
So the whole tag team division on both sides in catering right now.
Gosh. Waiting for the Vanity Project to come up.
Anything else before I wrap it up?
Go ahead, man.
That is this week's edition of the Dunmarks Podcast. Find us on all social media platforms at Dunmarks Pod. Head on over to dunmarkspod.com.
Dunmarks Pod.
Hit all the links, WWE Shop, Pro Wrestling Tees. Sign up for Surfshark.
That VPN, because while ESPN worked out a deal with YouTube, we will not get ESPN Unlimited till the end of 2026.
Such bullshit.
So make sure you go over to Surfshark, use the promo code Dunmarks, and save on your VPN so you can watch all WWE's PLEs on Netflix.
I'm glad I brought the 2-year deal.
Oh, Poppy, how do you drop that? Wide open.
I'll to drop you.
I will lead you guys with this quote of the week. Lead with kindness, love with gratitude.
Preacher?
Gratitude. Huh?
Preacher's message?
Gratitude came up so much in this week, so I decided to play some more gratitude.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next week.